Hello guys, Mr. Fluffy Pants here. Today guys, another movie review. And today guys, I'm reviewing 1917, which was released last year, which is a World War One movie. And, I've been kind of getting into war movies recently. I think my favorite one, if I would have to say, would probably be Fury, which I did do a review of. Check that out on my channel. But this was released last year, and I heard it was really good. I think it even won a few Oscars. I know it was at least nominated for a few, but I definitely know it at least got Best CGI just for, because, the whole, I wouldn't really even say gimmick, but the whole thing about the movie is, it appears to all be one shot, which is done excellently well, even though it is a little weird sometimes, especially whenever you notice, you're like, oh, okay, but, it gives the illusion of it all being in one shot, which is, really kind of handy since, as the tagline of the movie says, time is the enemy, which, because this is really a movie that takes place over 24 hours, I guess. So you kind of get to follow the journey along. The only thing about the whole one, the complete one-shot gimmick, which, it wasn't actually filmed in one shot, but is sometimes the amount of, the amount of stuff traveled doesn't really feel like that long. They went like 9 miles or something like that. It didn't really feel like 9 miles at all. I guess because of the one shot kind of thing, but I don't know. I guess distance is the word I was looking for. But these two soldiers have to go on a mission to stop a attack that because they think the Germans are retreating or whatnot, even though they're not. They're setting up a trap for the Allied troops at this new trench or whatever. They got these mortars. It's pretty much a trap. They're luring them in, but. And they have to get to this bunch of the Devons, a bunch of platoons and stuff of men that are going to attack in the morning. Before they get there, they got to stop the attack, and or else it's going to be a 1,600 men bloodbath, which is definitely not good. And it's about their journey there. And, I would definitely say I was not expecting for one of the the two men that, went on the journey, Lieutenant Blake, or Blake, whatnot. I was not expecting him to die after, when the German plane crashes, the German soldier stabs him. I was not expecting him to die right there. So that kind of came out of nowhere, and I was kind of surprised about that because I thought he was honestly the main character, but, it was Lance Corporal or whatever his name was, the other one, which, I love his character, but, also the guy that, that Blake, he kind of has a personal stake in it because his brother's actually in the battalion or whatnot that's supposed to undergo the attack. And let me just say, it's very tense, whenever at the beginning of the movie they're walking through no man's land. And let me just say, the set and everything in this movie is absolutely spectacular, the realistic dead bodies everywhere, and it just looks great. And then they get to the German trench, and it turns out they actually really did abandon place, but as we learn, they they sabotage it. They bust up their trenches, and I'll just lure them into the inside room where there's a tripwire, that blows up or whatnot. And, they continue on, they get to that little kind of, where there's a bunch of little buildings that, where that German plane crashes and his friend dies or whatnot. He hitches a ride with some other Allied forces and gets to the city of Akost or something like that, pronounced like that somehow. That's where he kind of spends the majority of the night. But there's, Germans here and there. He kills a sniper, but gets knocked out for a few hours, I guess. And, it's really cool at night with the flares and all that when he's running from all the fire. That is, really cool, and I love the fire and all that. And, he meets that lady or whatnot with that one girl, or the one baby or whatnot, which I guess is kind of cool to add, some humanizing stuff in there. And then he falls into the river and, gets swept away and gets to the force he needs to, and he actually does catch up with the Devons, but he actually only catches up with the second the second wave, the kind of reinforcements of it, which at that point he's like, oh shit, I better go. And easily the best part of the movie is whenever he's actually there, and you see these makeshift trenches where they're about to start attacking, 1 minute, 7th battalion or whatnot, or not battalion, but you know what I mean. And he's rushing. He's like, I need to find Corporal I forgot the corporal's name, but he's played up Benedict Cumberbatch, not corporal, but colonel. The colonel. He's like, I need to find the colonel now, and they already sent like the first wave or whatnot, and I love whenever the trenches are so filled. He's like, yeah, I ain't getting there in no time. So he literally runs up onto like the bank, where the Germans are firing mortar shots and all that. As the first battalion or first wave takes off, and you see like the mortar shells coming down behind him and all. Easily best scene in the movie. I love it so much. He finally makes it there and gets the colonel to pull back his men or whatnot and stop off the attack, which is great. And he promised his friend Blake that he would find his brother, and he does. He has to break the sad news to him or whatnot. But at first you're kind of led to believe that he died because he asked one of the majors. He's like, where Lieutenant Blank is or whatnot. He's like, probably with his men. He was one of the first people, the first wave or whatnot, which, at that point you're like, but, he does end up finding him, and, the movie ends with, his mission being complete or whatnot, which, let me just say that the whole movie is just worth it for that one scene, at the very end when he's running and trying to get there in time. Like, that is just such a good thing. And I actually do think this was based off a true story, even though it don't really advertise it, but I'm not too sure, so don't quote me on that. But let me just say, this movie's absolutely spectacular. I love it. I love it. I love it. Especially for a more grounded, realistic kind of war movie. It's not like, like really, really gritty, like kind of like Fury, but I don't know. I just absolutely love the journey of this movie and whatnot. The only thing I would say kind of bogs it down is the whole stuff like in town with the Coast Town or whatever it's called. I'd say that kind of bogs it down a little bit, but, then again with the whole flare, when he's running at night and they're shooting up flares trying to see him, that's actually really cool. But I don't know, there's just that little spot where, where he's like with the lady that kind of, kind of brings it to a little bit of screeching hope, but, overall though, 1917 is an absolutely spectacular movie, and I would definitely recommend it to any kind of casual war movie fans. Like, I'd probably give this movie about a 9 out of 10. Like, it was pretty good. Like, I did enjoy it. Not as much as Fury, per se, because that's really hard to beat, but really, really good, and I'm definitely regret not seeing it last year in theaters. But anyway, guys, check out my Twitter and Discord link in the description. Let me know what you guys thought about this movie down below. Like and subscribe for more. Check out some other videos, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!